I have the ultimate Zoom outfit on today as well.
Oh, do you?
It's really good, and then by really good, it's really bad.
Tell us about it.
It's like bandage leggings with like sheer like bandage. Like it's just I have flip flops on, like bandage leggings with like half of the bandage being like sheer.
Yeah.
And then like totally super business. It's I'm gonna take a picture. It's really bad.
I can resonate with you from like 10 minutes ago. I had like, have you heard of like the Adam Sandler outfit?
Yes.
Like, I had that on today. So
like big baggy shorts.
Yeah, like Sam's basketball shorts and t-shirt, and I don't know, but it's like the ultimate comfort outfit. It really is.
I am so impressed with myself that I even knew what the Adam Sandler outfit was right now, because I never know anything because I live under a rock.
We've been like loving Adam Sandler movies lately. Have I mentioned this? I don't know.
He's my favorite ever.
He's so funny. He just did one with his daughters on Netflix.
I read that somewhere.
That one was really funny. It's like, you're so not invited to my bat mitzvah, I think is the name of it.
Yeah.
That was good.
Oh my gosh, what are like some other ones? Maybe I'll find one.
Oh, you probably have seen Happy Gilmore. Is that the name of it?
I haven't, but I've heard so many references to Happy Gilmore.
Yes, there's that.
There's that one that's like not super old with Jennifer Aniston. What's it? Mystery?
Murder Mystery.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yes. There's like 2 of those.
Yes. I haven't watched the whole second one, but they're good. Hi, Glenda.
Hi, Glenda.
Oh, I'll try.
You remembered to join us.
Hi, Glenda.
Good to see you.
I also saw you just recommended us on the Cecil County Facebook page, so thank you for that too.
Yes, thank you.
Hope you're doing well. Hope you're loving your house.
Yes.
So, where should we start? I don't even know.
So, you're a loan officer.
Yes.
You have been doing this for 24 years this summer. Yes. So why don't you just tell us first, like, how did you stumble upon that career?
Oh my gosh. It was not on purpose. And I would say like most people in this industry, it is not on purpose. I actually wanted to be more in the fashion world. Still business, very much like business executive, but more along the lines of like fashion merchandising, retail, maybe like a home decor. And I had gotten a job right out of college with a huge department store company to be like an executive trainee. And then at the same time, my dad had this brilliant idea that he should help me buy a house down the beach in Ocean View. And I thought it was brilliant too. And I was going to be working in Salisbury, Maryland, but like right before my house was built, they decided that they wanted to like relocate me literally back up to where I came from. Hey Sarah, Newark, Delaware. And I was just not having it, considering like my house was like brand new, super cute. I was ready to like move in and decorate and everything. So back in 1999 found I would just started like feverishly searching for an alternative. And there was an ad in the paper in The Wave, which is still a print publication down here now that you can pick up for free. And it said, loan officers needed, no training necessary. It had a couple more things that it kind of sounded like me, as far as, I forget what it said actually, but it was basically like apply within, and I did. And before I did, I showed it to my dad, and he just, I guess my dad was always in the auto business. He's in car sales and management of car dealerships. And I guess from his life experience, he just knew that the mortgage industry was a great opportunity, could be very lucrative, great for a business student that just graduated, so that's how it happened. And I applied. I was super young, 22. The broker that owned the company at the time liked the way that I followed up really well from the interview. So that they taught me that at career services in college. So it just worked out. So that's kind of where I got my start, 1999, August 16th in Millville, Delaware, which is just one town over from where my beach house is now. And it's been a crazy ride ever since. And it's crazy ride every day.
So,
what do you guys say?
So you came into that, like, no experience was required, but do you feel like you had qualities already or training already that were really helpful for you?
I love this question because it just so happens that in my business education, the class that I absolutely loved was Marketing 101. And it was all about building relationships with people by understanding who they were, what they liked, and following up with them and remembering to talk to them about what they like. So that class and the fact that it was my favorite almost fits it's like identical skills to what you need in this business. So it's not really coincidence, that I got into it, stuck with it. It's coincidence, I think, or it's sort of like luck or a little bit of fate that the timing happened the way that it did. But because I don't know that I would have ever found, if it wasn't just for that one, moment in time, I could have gotten another job opportunity and never ended up in the mortgage business at all. So
well, the house was a good motivator too. That would be very hard to leave. Wow. So I guess I guess my other question would be, like, were you already semi-experienced in, I guess as a business major, you were probably okay with math, so was that?
Math is my strong suit. I was always mathematical. So,
right. So did that, I guess, like, mortgage math came easy to you, maybe?
It's the problem solving so I always liked logic puzzles. I bought magazines that were full of logic puzzles. So it's the problem solving. Like, I'm born to solve problems, and this is a business of problems. So that's why I thrive in this world.
Right.
But yeah, mathematical. I love numbers. I love data. I love crunching numbers. Also a side note, when I was dating on Match, my username was always crunching.
Oh, that's awesome.
Numbers. But I also love snacks. So it's and I work out. So it was like, it totally fit. Like,
3 ways. Wow.
So, and that's how my brain works. Like, I'm also I'm pretty creative. So, like, my mathematical side with the creativity just sort of works as well. Because to be a problem solver, you do have to have the creativity. But I love math.
I think I've noticed this in your personality. It's kind of clicking for me now, but, like, if something comes up, like a problem comes up, maybe my impulse is like panic about the thing that just came up. But for you, it's very calm because your mind is already thinking of, a bunch of solutions or possible solutions. And I think that's so true about you, is that your mind is probably always, like, going with problem solving.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't live without problems. Like, I would like shrivel up and die. Like, I just have to, like, I need, like, give me a problem, let me work on it, I gotta solve it type thing. Right.
So for, like, a potential, maybe someone who's interested in lending or joining the mortgage industry, do you say that's, like, a must-have, is kind of a problem-solving personality?
I would say absolutely, that would be super helpful. And you are a very good problem solver as well, by the way. You probably don't recognize that about yourself, but I certainly do. But determination, like, I'm extremely goal oriented. So it's about, like, I can visually picture a finish line and I have to get there. So it doesn't matter what it is. It is like, it could be a 20-mile hike. It could be a closed transaction. You have to be determined willing to put in the work, and persistent. Like those I think are the keys. And you have to have some energy. You know, you really, it's a hustle.
Yeah.
There's just no doubt about it. Yeah. And it even talking about it, like I can feel like the blood like flowing through my veins, like just like talking about it. So
yeah, I feel like you were made for it for sure. So I guess, and hello, Greg. Greg says best problem solving team in the industry.
Hi, Greg.
Which is so kind. We try to be for sure. So the year that you started was 19, what 99? Year did you start? 99. And yeah. So like how long from when you started did you feel like, oh, I'm getting the hang of this?
Okay, so back in 1999, with the broker that I started with, I was lucky because he had this state-of-the-art at the time, new like dialer. So it was like, and there was like no do not call list, no, none of that, none of those laws. So he had like, it truly was at the time state-of-the-art. And he had a dialer going like all evening saying like, if you want to refinance, press 1. If you want to talk to someone about consolidating debt, press 2. And so I would come in and there would typically be like a couple leads on my desk. And so I got to, I had to operate from knowing nothing. So my starting point was, hi, my name is Jenel. I'm following up on your interest in consolidating a debt or consolidating your debt. And then I would take it from there. And I had no idea what I was going to say, how to say it. It was like I self-mastered that part of it. And like, so I had to figure out what questions were important and all of those things. So I would have the conversation and then I would have like, he had a manager there and this manager. So when I have to learn something, I will ask like 100,000 questions. So I know that this manager was like, oh my gosh, this girl is gonna drive me crazy. But I do feel like working. So he would kind of say like, you need to go figure out, how much, what is their house worth? What do they owe now? What are the total debts they want to pay off? And that came very quickly. So like maybe 3, 4, 5 phone calls. I kind of knew the structure of what I was trying to do. And that was all mathematical. And that's algebra. That's like you have A and B and you need to find C, or you have C and B and you need to come up with A. So, and I love like back to that problem solving stuff. Like that's what I love. So, but the nitty gritty part, I definitely was in tears a few times at the beginning, just getting the file to closing, or near tears. I know like one of my first like 3 transactions, the guy decided to cancel his refinance. And I was like in tears because like I had worked so hard to get that all the way through. I was straight commission. It's just, and then the guy decided he wanted to cancel it. Now he ended up not canceling it, but I didn't save it. My manager did.
Okay.
But I would say like 3 months of on the job training, kind of self-teaching and like literally jumping into fire every day.
Yeah.
And learning from like how you don't want to get burnt that bad.
Yeah. And I think that, I mean, we've kind of talked about how like that is an expectation you should have when you like go into this industry too, is that there's going to be a lot of like self-teaching, self-learning, and then not repeating mistakes, like they're you kind of have to expect that there's going to be a lot of bumps, especially at the beginning. So yeah, it's almost comforting for me to know that you went through that too.
Oh my gosh. It was
at the beginning.
It was like exciting and thrilling and high anxiety and so many emotions, but
yeah. Do you remember the feeling of closing your first loan?
I do not. I don't remember who it was. I do remember that one guy, I think he was my third closed loan, like canceling. And I remember like back in the day, we would take like I'd have a stack of paperwork that I would take and meet people places, like at a diner. You know, it was so like antiquated compared to now. But no, I don't really remember. I remember him very clearly. I remember a couple of people's houses I went to, it seemed safe back then. You know, I don't think it was, but nobody like talked about like it being not safe. So no, I think it's age and time that has kind of erased it from my
yeah. So the diner thing like sparks a question for me. So that being 1999, what would you say is the biggest change? Because you don't meet people at diners anymore typically. Like a lot of stuff is done, most stuff is done online now. So like what would you say is the biggest change in the industry you've seen? And you can interpret that like however you want to.
Okay, so definitely a few things. We do not have paper files anymore. So back in the day, we had file cabinets upon file cabinets of just thick files. And I think attorneys may still have that. But we don't have any paper files. So it's that. So when I used to like do a pre-approval, people would fax all their stuff to me. I'd wait at they would be like, hey, I faxed it. I'd have to walk downstairs and see if it was on the fax and make sure it was all there. And then that would go in their file. So we don't do any of that anymore. And then I would print out all their like mortgage application and disclosures and take that to them. Usually I was going to them. I was driving to like their home or like some like neutral place near their home. So we don't do that. We do everything digitally. If I meet with someone, at most it is on Zoom. I don't meet in person. So it's in some ways we're just a lot more efficient. We can just do so much. We can get so much more done with technology. So faxing, like, oh my God.
Yeah. Wow.
And it was like 50 pages coming through the fax. And, you know, gosh, I'm so glad those days are over.
That is good because there really is so much documentation within a mortgage or even just a pre-approval. I can't imagine keeping all of that physically straight, you know?
No.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So it was, I mean, I liked it at the time because like that was, you know, how like we all like notebooks and journals like that. It's like the touching of the paper.
Yeah.
But it was just so much, such big files, such thick files. And you knew how hard a file was by the thickness of it. Like when we would get a thin file, we'd be like, oh, that one must have been like an easy good one.
Oh, because I imagine you had like tax returns, like big old tax returns.
Like the bigger the file was, you just knew like the amount of, just from the visual, you knew the amount of like work that was put into that file. Yeah.
So you mentioned notebooks and journals, and I thought this was a good breaking point to mention our giveaway today.
Yeah.
So today, I have a little banner for this. So we're giving away this coming week either a Wawa gift card, because you know our Mid-Atlantic people love Wawa, and the other item we're giving away is a real like you have the option. Is a nice Rifle Paper Company 2024 planner. I think I wrote 2023 on this banner. That's wrong. It's for the coming year. So
we are giving you a new
planner. So this is this year's model. So yours would look a little different, but this is the planner. Carly has this coming year's model.
I do. They're upstairs.
Okay, well you can kind of see. I'll just give you for you know our people who love planners. Okay. This is kind of your situation. We love these a lot. So
that do like daily and monthly, so you can like plan out your month and your day. It's so great.
And it comes with sticker sheets if you're into that sort of thing.
They're just so pretty.
I am into that sort of thing. So.
You make me happy.
Yes. So if you want to,
I don't have one, but I wish I did.
Yes.
But I just don't work off of the same system.
We can send you stickers or something.
Okay, send me stickers.
So, as usual, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. And in your comment, if you want to leave a question for Jenel about, lending, being a loan officer, all of that, we would love to, we can come back to those in the comments. So, couple comments here. Greg says, Wawa has great pizza, which I did not know.
Is it low carb?
It's like a new thing.
Oh, is it low carb? The cheese, maybe. And then Renee says, cute. I'm guessing to the planner. It is cute. Wawa gift cards are cute too. So.
They are.
All right. So we can I'm going to put this little banner away. And then just jump back into some more questions. Well, Carly, do you have any questions for Jenel?
I have one really big question, and it's a tough business. And what is your biggest personal challenge in this business, would you say?
I think it's probably work-life balance is the biggest one, because it's kind of like a live or die type of business. You're not going to let business pass you by. So it can come, because of the nature of the real estate industry, it can come in at any time. And so technology has made it even more 24 hours than in the past. So one good thing about 1999 was you go to the office, everything is there, you leave the office, and there weren't laptops, there weren't dial-in to the office, and there wasn't Zoom. So back in the day, you had a lot more work-life balance. Now with technology, people want information immediately. So to adapt to that, I have to be available, from the time I'm awake to the time I'm asleep, and it can interfere with family time. It can interfere with a lot of personal family time, I think, is probably the biggest challenge. But on the flip side, while I can create my own schedule. Now, to be successful in this business, you can't have more flexibility in your schedule than you have structure, because you're just not going to perform. But I can say that being a mom of 2 daughters, I didn't miss one single activity in their entire school year, school years and formative years. So it's challenging in one way, and it provides just a lot of flexibility in another way. So I would say, but work-life balance, definitely, I'm on my phone when we're out to dinner. Sometimes we're going snowmobiling, or what do you call that with the tubes? Snow tubing.
Yeah.
And I'm feverishly texting about a pre-approval because they're trying to get the contract in right now, so it does steal some time from your personal life for sure. But again, there's trade-offs, and the trade-offs are good.
So this actually leads into a surprise question I had. So, have you ever wanted to quit?
Yes, every day. I almost texted you too. I quit this morning. I was like,
I can understand that.
Yeah. It's not a very good leader, so I'm just going to refrain from saying I quit. But I did tell Judy yesterday and today that I wanted to quit.
Yeah. So, Judy is our loan processor, for context. Yes.
But it is the kind of business so it's I quit temporarily, and it's a very, very convoluted business. I understand why it is the way it is for the most part, not every part of it, but the consumer doesn't understand, and oftentimes the realtor doesn't fully understand that with lending and the biggest types of loan amounts that you would typically see, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 loans, we have to make sure of many things, but we have to make sure that these people have the ability to repay. We have to make sure there's no fraud. Fraud is prevalent. You know, people can create documents. So there's a lot of reasons why the process is the way that it is. I would kind of compare it very similar to like how the medical field is, like how you know, if you go to the ER, you start there and you talk to 5 people and they ask you the same, each person you see asks you the same questions that you just answered. And you're just like, I just told them, didn't they take notes? Well, it's to prevent like fraud or abuse, you know. Fraud is abuse in the, you know, in this sense. So it's for those reasons. And again, we have to make sure the funds are legal. They have to come from a legal source. We have to source them all the way back to where they came from. That gets people very frustrated. I have found that every time that they actually explain the why behind what we need, people are much calmer and they understand and they're very willing to go get what we need.
Yeah.
But from just like first glance, or like however you would put that in these terms, it's very convoluted. So it gets people's emotions kind of high because they don't understand the why behind what we need to be able to lend $500,000. You know, that's not a small amount. So we have to make sure, and there's a lot of laws and compliance we have to abide by. So it's all of those things. And I just like to take the time to explain the why, and that helps in most cases.
Renee Hilton says, I believe getting our first home was like another full-time job, which I think is a great way to put it. Like, there really is so much involved for that reason. Like, if you're lending out $600,000, you know, you don't just lend it to anyone. So, you know, there are a lot of steps to kind of just like validate the process.
Yeah,
so that's very true. I'm in that process right now. So I can agree with that, Renee.
And one of our current clients said he was just like, I cannot wait for this to be over, just for the time it's going to free up for me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know. But also, we also become like best friends for 30 or 45 days. So if you've ever wanted to be my best friend, that's your chance.
Yeah.
To do a mortgage with us. Just kidding.
Yeah. Well, so I think people would find this interesting. Can you just tell us like what a normal weekday is like for you as a loan officer? Just to kind of give an idea of like your schedule, how you spend your time, what you do.
Yeah. So I have to put this in because I would not be able to function if I didn't work out, because working out is good for my mental state, which would be very off if I didn't do it with this work. And so I start my morning by working out, and that has been for my entire career. Like I've always been into fitness, so that's for me personally, to attack the day in a good frame of mind. And then I make my tea, my yogi tea. And then I prepare for our morning meeting. So we have a morning meeting every day on Zoom at 8:30. And we just go over everything that we're working on and talk about where every file is, talk about all new files and that kind of thing. And then I time block my day. I have a time block from 9:30 to 11:30 where I'm reaching out. We call that prospecting. Reaching out to, it's an initiative to get new clients, really, to get new loans in the door for our team. So I'm reaching out to our agent partners, reach out to past clients to see how they're doing, reaching out to buyers that we have pre-approved, and then updating people on their transactions. And then from there, I do buyer consultations. Anyone that we've pre-approved, we want to make sure that they understand the money that they need and their payment that they'll have. So that is super important before we get someone out there on the streets looking at homes. We want them to be well prepared and have the expectations set properly, that they know how much they'll be paying every month, because you don't want this to be a surprise after you went and looked at a house that you need a lot more money than you thought, or that your payment is like way totally totally different than what you thought. So I spend a lot of times going over those things. And then I spend a lot of time coaching agents on how to grow their business. So I do like realtor one-to-ones, and then trying to form new relationships with referral sources. I have to spend my time doing networking. And I think that's it.
So when you're done with work at the end of when do you typically like wrap up or try to?
I do try to, my structured day, I try to keep from 8:30 to 5. And I will answer texts until I go to bed. So
yeah,
I do start my bedtime routine around 8 p.m., but I probably don't fall asleep until like 10 or 11. It really depends. I'm not a good sleeper right now. I don't know why, but I'm working on it.
But you got your decaf coffee order. She got like a big box of decaf coffees, and it looks great.
I'm excited. There's not one duplicated flavor in there. I was like, oh, this is so amazing.
Yes. So I hope that, I don't know, I feel like I would try one and really like it and then never get to have it again. Man, cool. Well, thank you for sharing about your day. And
yeah, so it's busy. It's very structured. So that's the funny and like ironic thing, is that some people think they can get into this business for flexible schedule, but my schedule couldn't be more structured. It is super structured. And that's what sets apart the successful people from maybe the people that aren't as successful, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I think especially in this industry, because there's a million things you could always be doing. Like without the structure, you kind of feel like you're spinning your wheels a little bit. You know, and I feel like you are very good about like time blocking, challenging yourself to do things within certain, time frames. Oh,
National alert.
Is that the, okay. Mine didn't go off yet. There it is. National broadcast. I was like not looking forward to today because I knew it was going to scare me at some point.
Oh, you guys knew about it in advance?
Yeah, someone posted about it.
Or something about it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know when.
Well, surprise. Carly, do you have any other questions, or were you in the middle of answering one, Jenel? That like really took me off course.
It gave me a whole
It's so alarming. Oh, just structure. So one thing that has helped is that because I'm so structured from 8:30 to 5, I'm not like floating as much as I used to, where like I would start doing things I needed to do like so much later in the day, and then it would be like way past dinner, so becoming structured, I've been able to like free up some of that like work-life balance hours that I had struggled with in the past.
Yeah. So
if you're looking to have a flexible schedule and be successful, this is not I don't think this is the career. It's just, it's not.
Yeah. Because I think one thing that makes you competitive as a loan officer is your availability, would you say?
Yeah.
Like that's a really big one.
Yeah. And the hope is as you grow and develop, referral sources that trust you and past clients that love you and are your raving fans, is that you can really have you can have a daytime schedule and people are willing to wait for you because they know how good you are. So I think I've been able to start to evolve to that point. I'm not fully there yet, but I think people know that we are a dynamite team, and our conversion ratio is off the charts at 99.999% of pre-approvals we put out there close. So as your reputation gets better, you have more control over what you want your schedule to be, I think. Yeah. So, but it's 24 years in the making. You know what I mean? Sure. So for the first decade or two, you're going to be responding when people are reaching out, I think.
Yeah. So I guess unless there's anything else you like feel like you really want to cover, for anyone listening, I wanted to ask kind kind of to wrap it up a little bit, if there was, say there's a young loan officer watching this, or maybe someone who just got certified. Actually, I think we should talk about that. Can you share really quick about like the process of how to become a loan officer?
I can try. So there's so many different ways to become a loan officer. And I definitely wanted to cover this in this. So you could go work for, I don't know that anyone's hiring right now, but you could go work for a mortgage, like a big mortgage division of a bank, and go through their training and be like in a call center setting. That is going to be like, you know, a banker type of hours, kind of like along the lines, if anyone worked at MBNA back in the day or Bank of America, like you're their employee. You're not building your own business. You're building it for them. But the pro to that is that you get to learn the business in a more structured way. So there's that, and you don't have to get licensed usually. If you go, like if you went to work for Wells Fargo, you are licensed under their charter, so you don't have to get your individual license.
Okay.
And I think they have less expertise, less knowledge, they haven't built a business. So they are your 22-year-old call center, you know, folks. So they're just going to have less expertise, really, less skills. Then there is like the whole independent mortgage company side where you have to be individually licensed. And that's what we do. As far as that, we're on that side. We are an independent mortgage broker and I own the company. But you have to get licensed. So in order to get licensed, you have to take a 20-hour pre-licensing course. And it is not exciting. It is all law, ethics, a little bit of actual mortgage education, and trying to think what else. There's 5 segments. And then, so you have to do the 20 hours. I would say that course is about $350, maybe $300 to $500, depending which one you choose. And we do have one that we recommend. So if you're interested, reach out to us. The one that we recommend, definitely, 7 out of the last 7 people that I recommended this company to has passed their exam on the first try. Wow. And the exam has a fail rate of like 70%. So the way that this course is taught, and then the study guides that go with it, and like there's videos you can listen to in the car and things, that has been extremely beneficial to everyone we've recommended to that. And then once you get your license, once you pass the exam, then you can choose where you want to be licensed. And each state may have additional education requirements. But for instance, I'm licensed in Delaware, Pennsylvania, and Maryland, and I have an individual license and then my broker owner license. So I have to pay twice. But a mortgage loan officer, I would say in Delaware for the year, I want to say it's $750 total to maintain your license every year. The exam, by the way, so you have your pre-licensing course, we'll just call it $500. The exam, I can't remember how much it is, but maybe $200, maybe $5. I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah. It's been a while. $250, let's just say $250. And if you pass it in one time, then that's good, because I think there's a wait time to retake it if you don't pass.
Okay.
And then you choose which states you want to be licensed in, and then I would say Delaware is about $750, and then the other states are lower. So I want to call Maryland like $500 a year, Pennsylvania maybe $350 or $500 a year. So that's kind of the cost. And every year you have to do continuing education, licensing, and then extra hours for the states. Like Maryland and Pennsylvania have hours over and above what Delaware requires. So I go once a year and just get it done. It's the most excruciating day of the year, I think. I just cannot sit still that long. It's really excruciating. But it's like 10 or 11 hours. You're in a banquet type room, just sort of listening to like stuff that's not super relevant to what we do every day. So it's unfortunately just like law, we have to know the law. We have to at least be taught the law. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the licensing part. Mm-hmm. And then everything else, I think getting and passing that test is super hard, but I call it the easiest part of this business. So from there, it gets hard, and one thing that I want to mention is that a lot of times to get into this business, I feel like you have to be comfortable operating in like the dark. You have a blind side because you don't know much, and you're going to try to get business not knowing a whole lot. And this is a lot like real estate, Carly, I'm sure. And then you don't know what you don't know also, like, because you haven't experienced it before. And so it is a learning as you go type of scenario. And if you can thrive in that environment, then that's wonderful. So I would say it takes a lot of self-confidence. I don't think you have to be outgoing because I am a total introvert. I'm very quiet. I know you can't tell by this because I have the talk time for me on this has been like 95%. Sorry.
You don't have to talk for the next like 4 days.
So I'm going to have to recover from this.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be outgoing. You have to be a good listener and a good problem solver. And it really helps if you're good at being straightforward. Like I will tell people, hey, 24 years in, they will ask me questions and I will be like, I don't know. Yeah. And they appreciate that because I say it with confidence. Like, I have no idea, but I'm going to go try to find out for you.
Right.
And that is like the best thing. That's the best attitude you can have if you want to get in this type of business, because you are going to feel like you know nothing and you accumulate your knowledge day in and day out. And Carly and you, I know, can vouch for this. You can look back a year, 6 months or a year, and you can be like, wow, I knew nothing when I walked in the door and look like I know a lot now. Yeah. So with all that being said, I think it's a really great business, but it's not for everyone. Most people don't make it. And that's the loan officer part. You're building your own business. So you're a business owner at that point. Even if you work for a company, it's your business and you're the owner of it. So you have to build your brand, your relationships, and everything in between.
And I think like one thing probably worth noting too is that you've built a really good network around yourself of like when you have questions about title work or I don't know, surveys, like you have the right people to go to, people you've had relationships for years now with. And you get to like continue your education through them too.
Yes. So if you are not a resourceful person, don't even try this business. You have to go find the information. So you have to use your help desks. You have to get on the phone and figure like, I'm a big like 800 number help. Like, give me the help desk. I'll start there, and then the help desk leads you down the path that you want to be in. If I don't know something, I reach out to the title company, and they help me get the answer. It's endless. It goes on and on. The things I don't know still day in and day out it's mind blowing.
Right. we learned new stuff yesterday, Carly and I.
Yeah.
Just every day.
It's crazy, but still, like, I love it. I think attitude goes a long way, but you do have to have the right personality too. Yeah. Some people just it like, how high is our level of frustration on a daily basis?
Yeah, pretty there.
So I can thrive in that. Like, it comes back to the problem solving, but like if your threshold for frustration is not high, then it's not the career for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, we could go on and on.
We really could. I feel like this could be a 3-hour episode if we wanted it to. I kind of want to keep talking, but I know where we're getting. I can't believe it's been 45 minutes already. I was wondering.
How many appointments?
I don't know. Probably. Actually, I don't think you do till 4, so good. So could you like kind of tie this off with a ribbon with your biggest or best piece of advice for a new loan officer, like fresh out the licensing, starting their career?
That's a tough one.
You've given a lot of great advice, so you could repeat something you already said.
Okay, so I might have to say a few things. So I think it comes down to work ethic. The people that I've seen successful in this business, which is not many, go from brand new, from just learning. So I know a lot of people that have been in this business forever and before me, but I don't know a lot of people that started after me and have thrived. So it comes down to work ethic and a willingness to learn and to keep at it. So most people give up, I think, with the frustration, and also it wouldn't hurt to have like, you don't make money until you close loans. So it wouldn't help to have like a lot of savings, or if you've had kids and you've been home and you are already surviving on one income, then that might be, but again, like you have to be able to have the time, the work ethic, the hustle and everything else. Like that might be a good opportunity to be able to get into the workforce and not have to rely on income to learn. But if you stick with it, you hopefully will succeed. I mean, I can't guarantee it, but if you have the right skills and you put in the work and you're determined to learn and you listen to what you're taught, then I think you have pretty good chances.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Such good information.
Yeah. So hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make it all rainbows because it's definitely not.
No.
but I absolutely love it. There's nothing else for me that I should be doing.
Yeah. And I think there's probably a lot of people with similar personalities who just maybe haven't even considered this as an option. Like you wouldn't have if your dad didn't find that listing.
Yeah. I feel so lucky that day it was like fate.
Yeah. So if anyone's like watching this live or watching the replay, please feel free to utilize the comments and leave any other questions maybe Jenel didn't address today. You could ask about being a loan officer, or just if this like struck any like lending questions for you too.
Or if you want to know, like, I feel like people want to know how much money can they make in this business? Well, it's off the charts. It's a lot, but it might be astronomical one year and it might be very, very much 1/4 of that the next year. So income wise, amazing opportunity. You won't find almost anything else like it except real estate, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But again, that's with work, time, effort, hustle. And I'm 24 years in, so I can say that, but I may not have been able to say that at year 7. So
right.
Hopefully that helps. But it's off the charts. If you want details, I'll give them to you. Get in touch.
Yeah. I feel like we could do a part 2 of this. We totally could.
Yeah.
Great. Well, just real quick, I think we should draw a winner for last week's giveaway.
Yeah. Can you remind me, what are we giving away?
We are giving away your choice of either a Home Goods or Home Depot gift card. I've got a little banner for that and a wheel. So let me pull that up real quick. All right. Stand by. Okay.
Smile, Carly.
Oh no, is Carly frozen?
I was like, wait, why is she so mad at us?
Hopefully she'll be back. Oh, she's gone. Oh, let's see. I'll watch out for her. Okay, so here she is. Hi.
I don't know what just happened there.
Carly, you froze up, and I was like, smile, Carly.
Oh no, I had like blank screens. I didn't know what was happening.
No. All right. Well, let's kick off this drawing.
Let's do it.
Thanks everyone for liking, commenting, sharing.
I'm so excited I can see the names on this format. Who's it gonna be?
Jason.
Oh my God, Jason! You won a Home Goods gift card. Congratulations! Wait, no, you didn't.
Or Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Well, first. Great. We will get in touch with you about that.
All right.
And then again, if you want a chance to win a Rifle Paper Company planner or a Wawa gift card, a nice Wawa gift card, like this video, comment on the video, and share the video, and you'll be entered for next week.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for answering all the questions, Jenel.
Thank you for asking them. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, me too.
All right.
All right. We'll see you next time, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.